'Cause I might be cold, but my words just stay warm. And when we get old and gray, remember these days. It's something that we think about during the night. It's only right. It's everything we dreamed about and more. Your best friend is my best friend. 'Cause in the end we spend most of our lifetimes alone. 'Cause I might be right, or I might be wrong. I don't really care. There's no reason why we shouldn't have to cry.
Hello, welcome back to the Jukebox. We're here with Sarah Tonein.
Hey, what's
Sad.
happening?
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today?
Pretty good.
All right, I'm good. Thanks for stopping by. Good to have you guys here. So I saw you guys play at a friend's backyard party, and like blew me away. Honestly, like, like I was like, I love this sound. So ever since then, like I've been following y'all, talking to y'all, and all that stuff. But for the people that don't know you, can you just let us know where you're from?
So, originally, I guess I was born in Ventura, but I mean, I've stayed in Oxnard my whole life. So, Oxnard all the way, basically.
All right.
Same, likewise. Born in Ventura, but raised in Oxnard.
Okay.
Born and raised in Oxnard.
Born in Oxnard, raised in Oxnard.
Born in Oxnard, raised in Oxnard. All right, that's awesome because there's a lot of talent out here. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So like just to get bands that you might not have heard of before. But like I said, I saw you guys at a backyard party and
Which one was
became
that?
fans.
Which one?
It was the one
Next to the church in Colonia.
Nah.
The Halloween party.
Wait, that was there.
It was a birthday
but
party.
I think that was Noura's and
Yeah.
someone else's,
Mhm.
Danny, I think. But no, I think the first time was at the house in Ventura.
At
Nick's party.
Anthony's birthday party.
Anthony's birthday party, yeah. I think that was the first time I heard you guys set up, and like other bands are great, but then you guys came out. I was like, "Who is this?" And I went outside. I was like, "What the hell? He plays drums. He play, like so." Yeah, that was really cool to see you guys like that. So can you guys just give us a little breakdown of how the band formed and what kind of music you play?
Damn, how we first met. All right, so I was at a Halloween party last year, and I overheard this guy talking about music with like another buddy of mine.
No, actually, it was,
Yeah.
no, some guy was like telling, like he was just talking about how like if I was doing a band.
Yeah,
and then, like,
just
this
out of
guy
nowhere, I was just
in the
like,
back.
I want to form a band too. And then that's how we ended up like linking up the day after.
you asked for my number, and I got yours, and then the next day I called him, and
Mm-hmm.
And
From
actually-
there,
Oh yeah.
we went to there was a hardcore show that I really didn't want to go to, and I ended up going by this dude right here,
yeah,
and
It
that's where we
was,
met.
It was that one band.
Auxilio?
Cruda?
Was that
Leche
Auxilio?
Cruda? Yeah, Cruda.
I actually, my friend Luis, shout out Goon Squad, that fool had told me that he knew a couple of homies who were trying to start an indie band because I've been loving indie music for a while and I really wanted to play some indie music. And he had mentioned them too, Eddie and Ricky. And it just so happened that when I went to this punk show, I met them out in the parking lot. He said, my homie Luis came up to me and he's like, "They're here, you want to meet them?" And I actually had a fucked up leg and I had a cast on and I was in a trench coat. It was freezing cold and he introduced me to them, and then we were talking, and it was just like 21 questions. I was just like, oh, you guys like this music? You guys like that? And the very next day, I hit up Ricky, or Ricky hit me up, and we just started. I think we practiced the next day.
Yeah.
I just brought my drum
Wow.
kit over.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So you guys were looking for a drummer at the time?
we
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
we
so that
weren't
worked
like
out.
we weren't like really looking for one. We were just kind of like
Session.
we were just playing together, and we were just like, oh, let's just wait until like something or someone comes along and they
Falls in
actually
front of
plays.
us.
Yeah. And then what do you know? This guy the next day, you know.
Okay.
And how Richie came about? That's all you.
I actually got invited to a jam sesh by my homegirl Katie, and they were kicking it with the homegirl Christina. And
Shout out Christina.
Yeah, shout out Christina Auxilio. Shout out Katie, Full Blown AIDS.
Is that a band?
Yeah, they're bands.
All right.
And they introduced me to him when I got there, and he was like really great at what he was doing, the music, singing. He played guitar and bass, and we were just talking in the spot.
And then he asked me if I listened to the band Hers, and I was like, yes. Shout out Hers, the late Hers. And yeah. And then honestly, they invited me to a sesh, and I've heard of Sarah Tonein before, but I just never knew them, and I've known Ricky since high school. So
Yeah. So when he mentioned that like he found somebody that plays bass, we were like, oh, who is it? He's like, he showed us his Instagram, and like I went to it. I was like, dude, I fucking know this guy. So that was pretty cool, you know. So I was like, dude, he's really good, and he would be a nice addition to the band.
Right on. All right. So how did you come up with the name Sarah Tonein?
Well, I had it already. Like, so 2 years ago, I had a band, and it was just a 3-piece. It was just like 2 guitars and drums. And I don't know. I just wanted it to sound cool.
Yeah.
So I chose the chemical serotonin, and I
Right,
just
right.
mixed it with a girl's name.
Yeah.
So it sounds
And then
like.
tone.
Yeah. That just kind
Yeah,
of happened,
yeah.
though. Tone. That
Okay,
tone.
I
didn't
like
even,
that. Yeah.
I didn't even look at that, to be honest. And then because I just wanted to write music that was like that made you feel good. So that's pretty much what the neurotransmitter is. You know, it makes you feel good.
now I know.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know.
So, what genre would you say you guys are?
Psychedelic indie, like
Soul,
wavy, like
psychedelic surf.
yeah,
a whole bunch of
surfy.
everything. We play a lot of like
Psychedelic surf indie.
I think it's like more indie based, like from my like perspective, the way I see it. But there's like a lot of different fusion of different genres, and that's why I really like playing with them, because it's like kind of like you're in a bunch of different bands, but it's like literally the same band. You're playing the same songs. But
Also, cumbia. Cumbia is like a Latin music, really
Okay.
like
Alright.
really moving.
So you guys do have an EP coming up in the near future,
Yes,
right?
yes, soon.
Mm-hmm.
Is that going to be? Are we sticking with the surf psychedelic indie, or are you gonna have some cumbia?
So cumbia.
Sure in this one.
One or two.
You know,
yeah.
might throw it in there, might mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
try
Okay.
some things out.
And
Definitely.
And how's the process on that so far?
So far we got one going on. I'm working on another one.
Yeah.
So
Still
a
in
little
the
bit
shop
of work
working on it.
because it's like you want it to sound really good.
Yeah, right now we're just kind of cleaning up our songs right now
Yeah.
for the EP.
Okay.
Because we do have a lot of songs. But
Yeah.
we just kind of have to kind of organize them and kind of like, put them in a way that we want to release them, like
Yeah.
digitally or just like as an EP. Yeah.
And because like when I see you guys, you play maybe not all the time with lyrics. I think there was a couple songs that were just instrumentals. You guys played. So at first I thought you guys were an instrumental band, but you do have them. Are you gonna have just instrumentals on there, or is everyone gonna be a song?
Maybe. We haven't really decided
Yeah, we'll
it.
see what happens.
Okay.
We're just kind of working on
both.
songs.
Okay. But you do have songs in the bag, at least the instrumentals,
Yeah,
because I've
yeah.
heard you guys play a whole set.
Yeah,
so-
and with lyrics. So
and with lyrics too. Okay, so we're doing it all.
Ricky's mic was off.
Where do you get your inspiration?
so many
Damn,
bands.
a lot of different places.
Just drop a few. Drop a few. Off top.
I would say like Boy Pablo for sure.
The
I
Morning
think
Benders.
for the most part, we all listen to
Yeah.
Boy Pablo and Cuco and all those like really like
Hers.
big bands. Yeah, hers.
Uh,
Hell yeah.
Frankie Cosmos.
Divino Nino.
Oh yeah, Divino.
It's a bunch of different bands.
Chicano Batman.
Chicano Batman we love.
And a lot of new bands too, like Westphalia, Yacht Club. Yeah.
Okay. And how do you feel about being from Oxnard and all these Oxnard bands and groups and artists like Anderson .Paak, Los Retros, getting the attention that they are now? How do you feel about that? Does that inspire you? Do you feel like
Yeah,
for sure it does.
It's Oxnard is thriving right now. It's a snowball effect, and it's only gonna get bigger. It's past few years, it's gonna be popping. It's already been popping.
Yeah, for sure.
That all eyes on Oxnard.
And you could already like kind of feel it like in the air, you know, with the whole like Anderson .Paak thing, you know. Like ever since then, I just feel like bands have been really motivated, you know.
when it comes to making the songs, how's the process work? Is it collaborative?
Someone starts a riff and then another one starts a riff.
Okay.
A beat.
Yeah, I usually come in with like a chord, like chords, and then from there we just kind of build.
Because when I joined, like a lot of the songs were already written and everything, and I feel like everyone just kind of adds their own parts, you know, and then like as a group we kind of like determine like, hey, this is good, because like, you know, like once I joined and like everything that we've kind of worked on after has been kind of like just a group effort, and honestly like it's really cool that we all get to kind of collab ideas and everything.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
great.
Okay. Let's see. Do you have any live shows lined up?
Right now
We have a couple, yeah, especially recently. Yeah, we've got asked to play in Santa Maria. I think that's an upcoming
Shout
show.
out Santa Maria fans.
Yeah, shout out to Santa Maria.
You guys are
fam.
the best.
When I was looking you guys up, I saw a couple videos from Santa Maria. So what's the deal with that? What's do you have
There's-
like a connect out there?
So-
There's something
That's
popping
work
out there that's gonna be
Yeah,
pretty
it's-
like amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sight and Sound, these guys came through from Santa Maria for Los Retros, and we ended up opening for them. So when they saw us, they got hyped about our music, and they invited us to play in a backyard show, and yeah, like I don't know, it was just like random. We were just like, oh, like that's so far. It's just like it's like 2 hours and a half, or like was it 2 hours?
It was like 2 hours.
Like 2 hours, like a 2 hour drive, and we're just like, oh, dude, like that's so crazy, and it's risky because you know we didn't know if there was gonna be like a crowd or anything.
Because it was like
that.
our first like really big like kind of hey,
or
let's
being
go out
yeah.
and play a show, because we haven't really even played in LA yet or anything.
Mm-mm.
So it was kind of like it was an investment, because we were just like, you know, we don't know that area very well, but honestly once we arrived,
It was just
And
amazing,
they're
man.
telling us that it was like dead out there, like nothing like this ever happens, and so we're just
Yeah.
like,
And you guys got to be a part of that.
Yeah, we're so
So-
happy that we were part
So we
of
had
that
to be like,
process.
yeah.
that's like my
That's
favorite
dope.
show that I've played ever, to be honest. Really supportive.
Nice.
We can't thank them enough.
yeah.
So does everyone have formal training or informal? How do we get down on the instruments? Instruments, music, whatever. Like, can you read music, or you just?
I used to know how to read music, but not no more. I self-taught myself how to play guitar just because I had no life. And 2010, I was in a death thrash band, and I was playing bass and vocals, but our drummer had stepped out, so I took on drums, and I learned them within like 3 months. Just basic like punk and death metal stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I've just been playing like a bunch of instruments. Like I kind of just taught myself. I took a lot of music classes, and like they just didn't really work out. Like I kind of just taught myself how to play the instruments I play. Like I love drums. I love bass, guitar. Like I dabble a little bit on the piano, but not that great. I just like making my own recordings at home, just for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started when I was like 12 playing guitar. Started playing with grooves when I was like 16, 17. Cumbias, norteños, like all Spanish music. That's where I learned how to like, I don't know, like their tones and everything in that music. And that's what I use pretty much in our music sometimes too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I started playing guitar like in junior year, I think. I took beginner's guitar in Pacifica High School. And my teacher was Mr. Wingland, and
Shout out.
and what's it called?
Shout out Wingland.
And yeah, right there, like I don't know, it was weird the way he taught because he just like gave you a bunch of chords, like the first basic chords, and then he would just make you play basic songs like what was one of the songs that he would make us
Mary
play?
had a little lamb.
No, House of the Rising Sun.
House of the Rising Sun.
That's a good song.
Ain't no trouble when she's
A lot of like Christmas songs.
Dude, remember when he made us go caroling? Like,
Yeah,
through
he made us go
classrooms and
caroling
stuff?
all around the classrooms and stuff. That was pretty funny. So from there, I just kind of like, I don't know, it was really slow. So I just like kind of would just go home and like teach myself. And yeah, I would look up a lot of Arctic Monkeys because
Oh, yeah.
their songs are like
Yeah.
really easy, but they're really good.
Mhm.
So yeah, and I was like into them around that time. So
Okay.
yeah.
And some of you guys mentioned that you were in other bands. Can you drop some of those names?
Oh,
You
yeah.
got, you got
Oh,
music
yeah.
for them?
The cumbia bands that I was in was Corazon Latino and Cairo. Like some of the funniest, best experiences I've ever had in music. It was just like it was moving in a way.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was like the best.
What about you, man?
I've been in a lot of bands. This is my first indie band. I was in a lot of punk bands. I was in The Squatters, Crazy D and the Nuts, Sin Quince, MAS. I was in quite a bit. I can't really remember them all.
Hey, there you go.
Okay.
Ricky.
And I was in all of the bands that I've ever been in. Like I kind of made. I never been in actual like in somebody else's band, but I was La Costa and Red Cantina. I think those were.
Is all those bands' music still up? Is that
Yeah.
findable?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm still playing
I'm
around.
check that out.
I was in I had like a few bands like growing up. I was in like, my first band was called The Common Revolt, cause we didn't even really like revolt that much. So it was kind
we
of
didn't even do that much.
yeah. Then I kind of I started this other one called Beach Tones, and like I still kind of like make music through that. I just dropped.
Yeah.
like,
I
a
actually
demo.
fuck with that band for real.
Yeah.
Shout out
I
Beach
think
Tones.
he's-
Thanks.
Single
bro.
out
Very
now.
talented
I
man.
just dropped
Yeah.
a single called I Know. It's on like Bandcamp. I'm gonna put it on like SoundCloud.
Okay. I'll be sure to check that
It's
out.
fire.
Dude, thank you, man.
All right. So can you tell us a little bit more about the Santa Maria shows?
So that show is gonna be December 18th. No,
7th.
January
Oh, January.
January 18th. January 18th, and we asked like some bands from LA to come through, and all as well as Los Retros. So it's gonna be like a pretty good show, I think so. 'Cause-
Mhm.
Yeah. it's
and the
gonna
guy
be mad
who's
love.
doing it, his name is Leo, and he works with a non-profit organization. So he's gonna try to get like their help to get a grant to get like a nice spot and like to get us paid and stuff.
Nice.
So yeah,
Nice.
some of the bands that are gonna be playing with us is Melt Mars and Sundiver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look out for that. All right. Where do you guys see your music going? What's the future after this E EP?
We probably won't. We're gonna keep making songs. After we make the EP, it's just working on touring and clothing, merch, and new music.
Nice.
We're always gonna try like different sounds and everything. Like we're always like trying something new, and that's what I really like about being in this band, because everyone's like has different tastes, and we're always like incorporating them into something. So it just works out really good.
Throwing in a lot of keys for sure. And this new one.
A lot of what?
Yeah, a lot of like keyboards,
Yeah.
synths,
Oh,
like
keys.
yeah, all that.
I'm gonna make that a
Pretty much just keep pushing like
Yeah.
what we do, you know, like just
Is-
try to get better.
Do you feel like the band's gonna grow, or
Yeah.
you might add a couple people?
Maybe like
Oh, yeah.
maybe like more
Member-wise.
more
if
ahead.
it comes to yeah,
Yeah.
like, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we just want like a full sound, like
Mhm.
that sounds like, I don't know, just makes people's ears orgasm.
I like that. I like that. Okay. So Ricky, how did you get into singing?
The Strokes.
Strokes.
Yeah, the
Okay,
Strokes.
yeah.
I just thought that guy's voice, Julian Casablancas, I
Yeah.
thought his voice is just like really cool.
Mhm.
So like I was just like, fuck, I want that voice, you know.
Yeah, in the shower.
So I would
This
just like
is it.
yeah. So I would just like practice yelling and shit.
He's
Okay.
great.
Right
Yeah.
on. Okay. Because some people are shy, so you know, for
Yeah,
you to come
so
out.
so like my voice was kind of like I was trying to be like that, you know, trying to have that grungy tone, and it didn't work out. So I just like just kind of like was just like kind of trying to go for more of my style, you know, trying to find my style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And were you singing in every band you had started before?
The first two bands, it was like I tried to like sing like Julian Casablancas.
Yeah. Okay. I
But
gotta check that out.
this band, you know, it's more me,
more
me.
you. You
Like
found- you
the
found your
music's more
voice.
me. You
Yeah.
know, before it was like really like I don't know, just trying to like interpret another band's
imitate.
sound. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you guys have like any personal things or shout outs you wanna give?
Cool. Shout out to Hector and the Eds. One of the first bands like I've ever joined. It's in high school. I always play like little like talent shows and all that. Rest in peace, Ed.
True, dude.
Shout out Goon Squad. Shout out all the homies from all the bands I've ever been in. Shout out to all the homies who support the local scene.
Shout out to Josiah for recording our first two songs and that are out right now in SoundCloud and Spotify. Well, the second song isn't, but he helped record both of the songs and he really helped us a lot.
Great guy, nice.
Shout out to Los Retros. Just shout out to the Oxnard scene. Like,
Yeah, the whole
honestly,
Oxnard scene, Omega Nova,
Omega Nova,
Bonnie Boy.
Bonnie Boy. Just everybody,
No
honestly.
Silence.
Everyone has like a voice in Oxnard. I think that it should be heard, you know. Don't be afraid to like put anything out. Just like, who cares? Just do it. Honestly. Our voice is getting stronger every day.
Yeah.
Everybody's voice.
Yeah. Oxnard's very diverse, and it's like I said, snowball effect. It's only gonna get bigger.
We're fam.
All right, guys. So we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back.
For sure.
Yeah, cool.
If you want a teacher, try a waterfall, or a mushroom, or a mountain wilderness, or a storm-pounded seashore. This is where the action is. It's not back in the hive. It's not in the anthill. Knowledge is permission. And we are yet to approach even the first moment of civilized understanding. The way it is to be done is by trusting yourself.
If you
All right, welcome back to the Jukebox. Again, we're here with Sarah Tonein. We're gonna get to know you guys a little more personally. So just to start off, favorite foods.
One of my favorite spots to eat in Oxnard is Jungle Juice. They have amazing tortas right there. I usually go for milanesa with everything on it and like a fresh squeezed juice.
That sounds bomb. All of that. I'm gonna check that out.
All of that.
My go-to is Jesse's Taco de Mexico.
Jesse's Tacos.
Bomb. I know Estrellas like shouted it out.
Second
shout out
Yeah,
Estrellas.
second shout out on the
You guys are
Jukebox.
dope.
We will have Jesse's Tacos at the next episode. I promise y'all.
Yes. Sounds good.
we will try.
All right.
See, shout out to A Burger and Carniceria Garcia, who makes the best shrimp burritos in Colonia. So good. As for crema.
That's for crema. All right. Down.
My spot is probably like Tomas Cafe. I've taken these guys right there a couple times. Tomas Cafe and that pho restaurant. I think that.
Which faux spot?
What's it called? The one by your house?
Oh, it's
Oxnard Pho?
Oxnard.
I think it's Oxnard.
it's full Oxnard.
Oxnard Pho, yeah.
Full Oxnard.
Pho.
And probably the Raging Pot. Yeah.
The Raging Pot.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I ain't been at none of those places, and they all sound fire. So.
Oh, ramen, dude.
I'm
Those
making a
ramen
list.
spots. Ramen's great.
I agree.
Yeah, they give you the bowl with the fire underneath it. It's pretty
Wait,
cool.
wait, really?
Always get
Yeah.
ramen.
There's
Yeah.
like
It's like
there's really
fancy.
fire.
Silver Lake ramen.
Where's that at? The Raging Bowl?
It's on Channel
Raging
Islands.
Pot?
It's on Channel Islands.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
happening for sure.
It's fire.
All right, that's my next spot too, after Jesse's.
Yeah.
All right. So what do y'all like to do in your time off when you're not playing music, when you're not at school or work?
It don't stop.
Don't
What else
stop.
is there?
I like to do just activities outside. I go for walks or I play like guitar, ukulele, or video games, or I write crappy poetry.
Love it. All right.
I just like, yeah, honestly, music all the time, pretty much. Like, I just can't stop listening. Like, I collect vinyl a lot, so like I have a bunch of records at home. I like practicing the drums a lot, just cause like I love drums. It's like the most fun instrument I've played. But yeah, pretty much just that. Just like music, concerts.
True. Concerts. Also, like, there hasn't been like a day that I haven't like touched my guitar, like grabbed or played it at all. Yeah.
True.
I like to skate a little bit and paint and music. Just, I don't know, go ham. Like sometimes I go like 3 hours playing it and playing like making lyrics. I don't really write lyrics. I just kind of like say words, and whatever sticks to my head, like that's what I keep for the song. And I smoke a lot of weed.
Helps process.
Oh, we know that.
All right, right on. Let's see.
I knew it was coming.
Favorite movie and why? I know that's a deep one, but
Damn.
just
dude.
throw one out, just off top.
Oh my
It don't got to be your number one ever, but like just off top.
One that sticks out that I really like watching a lot is 187 with Samuel Jackson. That's a really good one. Like,
Okay. I
about
have not seen
teachers
that.
and students. I know it's just, you gotta see it, man. It's like one of like the realest movies ever.
I love watching Pan's Labyrinth. Just the fairy
That's a
tale
good one,
aspect, but
yeah.
also the revolutionary aspect
Yeah.
is the Spanish Revolution, and
Mhm.
it's just a very good movie with a lot of catchy parts. Like, it's just very memorable.
Yeah. Oh, that's one of my favorites too.
David Lynch's Eraserhead, such a trip.
Mm.
That's like one of my favorites that like of all time. I remember my dad showing me that one when I was like younger, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
But like I think like recent movies, like one of my favorite ones I've seen is like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was really good, and I really like The Lighthouse. I don't know if you've ever.
Yeah, I seen
Seen
the
that
commercial
one?
for that. I heard it was a trip.
So
Had something to do with
crazy, dude.
mermaids and
Yeah, bro.
So-
That's like honestly
Yeah.
like one of my favorite movies like recently.
Yeah.
Like it just kind of
Okay.
like stuck with me till the
And you
end.
saw that in theaters. 'cause
In
it just came
theaters.
out, right?
Yeah, I even got the vinyl for that, so I was like,
Crazy. Okay.
and you?
Me? I
don't
like
watch
what's it called? I think my favorite movie is Nacho Libre. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nacho
Going on my
Libre.
list.
chips. That's probably my favorite.
That's probably like my favorite
Okay,
movie.
yeah, that
And
movie's
Super
straight
Bad.
comedy.
Just like those fun. I like funny movies.
Funny, yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. Have your parents or like families been to your shows?
Oh yeah,
All the time.
They
Yeah.
support y'all. Stuff.
Yeah.
Nah,
a
but
lot of love.
we usually practice like at my spot, so my mom always hears
Oh,
it.
she's tired of you.
Yeah,
She's like, I'm not
exactly.
going to the show. I live in the show. Yeah.
That's very true.
She hears it throughout the house, probably. Yeah, pretty much like most of our shows, yeah, except for like the long
Yeah, family
ones.
comes out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What did you grow up listening to?
I grew up listening to like Sum 41, Bone Thugs and Harmony, because my brother was like kind of like try to be a gangster. You know,
Yeah.
and so he would listen to a lot of like Mr. Shadow, a lot of those old school like R&B rappers like NB Ryder. Yeah, that's what I started off, and then it moved on to like during high school. It moved on to like the Strokes and the Arctic Monkeys.
Nice.
Yeah, for me too. My sister turned me into NB Riders. My brother turned me into like Atmosphere, Benefit, another one that a lot of people don't know.
Benefit,
Yeah, and yeah, most of that.
When I was younger, like my dad would always play new wave music, like 80s music, like Talking Heads, B-52s. Then I also listened to a lot of like indie pop, like The Wake, The Smiths, The Cure, just like pretty much most of that stuff. I just like a lot of indie and new wave style.
I'm not gonna lie. When I was younger, I was on that Casey and JoJo,
Ooh.
and I was fucking.
Okay.
I had Backstreet Boys. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I should.
Hey, we all did.
Yeah,
I'm shaming
yeah.
that.
For real.
Proud of that.
And then as I got a little older, I was listening to Wu-Tang, a lot of my older brother's CDs, and then I got into the Smiths and the Green Day and Eve 6, and yeah, that's
Yeah.
It was a really weird
All good
mix
music.
growing up.
That's fantastic, bro.
All right. Do y'all have like a specific favorite artist right now? Like if I went in your car, like what CD would be in there, or what would pop up on a phone?
Damn, dude.
Yacht Club.
I'll just Yacht Club.
Yeah,
Yacht Club.
Yeah.
Mhm. Frankie Cosmos. I have 2 CDs in my car, and I've been listening to them straight for like a year. I haven't listened to anything else.
Frankie Cosmos.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of music is that?
It's indie pop.
Okay. And what about Yacht Club?
Yacht Club? I haven't
Someone said
really
Yacht Club, right?
listened to Yacht Club. I think
Wait,
it's
who said
it's
Yacht
real.
Club?
Yeah, I
Okay.
said Yacht Club.
Yeah.
I've
It's
been
just a
they sound good.
new upcoming band, and I think he's a solo writer. But yeah, lately, like I showed James Yacht Club, and he liked them, and so I mean, I just like listen to them on SoundCloud, to be honest, and like they have like a lot of good songs, and that's lately like what I've been bumping.
Okay. All right.
Sure.
Well, the CDs that I have in my car right now is Divino Niño, Omega Nova,
Hey.
Tuxedo.
Oh,
Tuxedo's a really good band, like old school band. Check them out.
Marathon.
And what's the other one? Chicano Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been listening to like the same thing forever. Like I still listen to The Wake. Like when we always blast Plastic Flowers like in the car.
Yes.
He's like the only guy in Oxford I know that
The
listens
only
to
other
The
guy.
Wake. Like when
Yeah.
we found out we were tripping out. I also listened to this band called Whitney lately. They're kind of like an indie folk band. Everyone thinks they're like a Whitney Houston tribute band, but it's not. It's just called Whitney.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
And then
yeah.
Omega Nova. Like I have that CD in my car like all the time. Like we would really love to collab with him one day. Like he's just really cool.
Make it happen.
Sarah Nova.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Sarah
Nova.
Megatonin.
Yeah,
Megatone.
Megatone. Yeah, sounds hard. Okay.
Megatone.
All right. Yeah. Do you guys see like besides him? Do you see yourself like doing collabs with anything? I know you guys were mentioning rap or something earlier. Like throw some rap in there, a song or two.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, you rap?
Oh yeah, I do rap.
Yeah. Where the tracks at? I need
SoundCloud.
receipts.
You do have demos on
SoundCloud.
I go by
Pull out MySpace.
Meta Sin.
Mhm.
It's just a play on words. Medicine and
'Cause he's the
meta,
cure to everything.
Sin. So without sin or the entirety of sin.
Oh, nice. Okay, so that's your rap name.
Mhm.
No, yeah, I'm gonna check you out on SoundCloud, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. I'm gonna look this shit up. Okay.
Yeah, I think. Oh, I think with like a lot of our shows too, like we've had like a lot of times where we just like bring random people on stage just to like kind of play different instruments. So like we'll have like a tambourine player like on random shows.
Oh, that's
Hector
sick.
from Las Criaturas.
Shout out.
Shout out to Las Criaturas too, and I think we had Chai from Los Retros like come up and like play.
He practiced with us.
Yeah, he
did,
also
like,
practiced with
he
us
jammed
too.
out with us like for.
He's
for
really
a day.
chill.
It was cool.
I gave him
Nice.
half of my ramen once. It was pretty dope.
Yeah, he's actually in the lineup too. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have him on the show.
Yeah, dude, nice.
That's
Oh,
cool.
sick.
Yeah, he's coming up.
Chai.
All right, guys. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we let you go?
No, not really. Other than like, just we have some, some things coming up. The EP, the merch, that big show in Santa Maria.
In January.
So
Yeah,
excited
I'm
for that.
excited.
Pretty much.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for joining us today. I'm sure we'll see you next time. We'll be on the lookout for that EP.
Hey, sounds
Hell
good,
yeah,
man.
man.
Thank you
for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
You.